Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It is Tuesday, May 10th, and last week I read upside down Pale Demon by Kim Harrison. This one is like it's the newest in a not a very long series, but a fairly substantial series. I think there are like 8 or 9 books now, and I've been reading it for years, since middle school, I think. And every time a new one comes out, I'm always like beyond excited because I love this series. It has just everything that I like in a book series. It has, you know, like this snarky kind of badass character, like female lead, and just great like minor supporting characters that offer like, you know, witty banter and then, you know, combine it with like kind of like murder mystery and like crime fighting, and then it's all like urban fantasy, paranormal romance, but it doesn't focus on the romance. And I really like that the main character, Rachel, throughout the series, she has a few love interests and boyfriends, but it's not like bogged down with like pointless like sex scenes and weird like fluffy pieces. Like everything just, if it happens in the story, it happens for a reason. And I really like that about the series as a whole. It's a great series. And just, I was so happy that I finally got to get the new one, because I knew it had come out and I just hadn't been able to get to the bookstore and get it. And I finally got to get it, and I was just so excited. So reading it was just so exciting because, you know, you wait a year for the book to come out and you're just like on edge the whole time, especially when it's a series that you're really like invested in. So yeah, so reading it was great, and it was absolutely excellent. It just, every book that is in that series is just, it's just so good. I love it. And she somehow manages to keep the story going without getting repetitive. Like, a lot of times when you have a series that goes on for so long and you have like a certain number of characters, a lot of things start to repeat themselves and you kind of fizzle out on ideas and you just kind of lose track of where the story is going, and you have trouble picking it back up. And so some books are kind of like filler books. But no, Kim Harrison is very good at creating a substantial plot, a standalone plot, within each book, but then tying it in with the rest of the series so that they don't feel disconnected in any way. They feel like you just, you know, picked it up and just straight right look into their world. It's just perfect. And her writing style is kind of like fun and easy to read and kind of upbeat, and it's great. And on that note, actually, the book that I want Sarah to read for the book swap is actually the first book in that series, because I remember when we were doing Nano, we were talking about kind of like urban fantasy and all kinds of stuff like that, and I think her series is like, when I think urban fantasy, that's the series that I think of. Like, that's my go-to kind of benchmark for urban fantasy. So the first book is called Dead Witch Walking by Kim Harrison. And if you can't find it, it's never been hard for me to find. I always find it in pretty much every bookstore I go to, because they usually always have the first one. But yeah, so that's the book that I want you to read. If you can't find it for any reason, then I have like the backup book that I, you know, the Thai book that I decided not to go with. So if you can't find that one, then I'll let you know what that one is, and that one should be much easier to find. So the book that I'm going to read this week is Summer of My German Soldier by Betty Green. I know I'm gonna cry. I know, I just get the feeling that it's going to be one of those books where I'm just going to cry and it's going to be bad. But I'm going to read it anyway because I do that to myself. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to go to the bookstore between yesterday and today, which is why I'm not going to read The Long Walk this week, but I will go like this week and see if I can get it. So yeah, so hopefully by next week I will have it, and that's what I will read. So yeah, were there any questions? I don't remember there being any questions, since I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that posted a video last week, which is weird, because when does that ever happen? It's usually the other way around. So yeah, I know. How weird is this? 2 videos in a row, on time. What? I know. It's crazy. But yeah, it's nice having a camera again. Still Paige's camera, didn't ask for it back. Excellent. So hopefully this continues. Yeah, so I don't have any questions for you guys. Yeah, so Sarah, I will see you tomorrow, and the rest of you I will see next Tuesday. Fare thee well, Bookfighters.